Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and holy crap, what a week in professional wrestling. Okay, first things first, I know this is not wrestling, but this RIP is well deserving. First things first, RIP Stanley. If it wasn't for you, brother, I wouldn't give a shit about superheroes. I'm just being honest. If it wasn't for X-Men, I wouldn't have cared about this whole superhero thing in general. It was for Marvel. I wouldn't have continued caring because I ended up liking the Hulk, Spider-Man. But damn, Stanley, end of the day, dude did live very long, 95 years old. To see that dude was frigging born in the friggin' 20s, just to know that he was a kid growing up in the 30s and he was a young adult in the 40s, and then he's a big man in the 50s. Whew. But yeah, I love his cameos. It's just gonna feel awkward watching Marvel movies and no Stan Lee cameo. Like it ain't gonna feel the same. It's just not. Well, hey, what can you do? The only thing in life that's guaranteed is death. And cop Stan Lee. So Stan Lee, rest in peace. You left me some great memories, and if it wasn't for you, I would not give a damn about superheroes. So, yes, you played a big impact in my life. Anywho, where do I start? Let's start off with the Becky Lynch situation. Honestly, I've really grown to really, really, really like her. She looks pretty good still. Um, no word of a lie, guys. No word of a lie. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. I was most looking forward to that match. And just like Solid Monster, I was one of the guys who said that should have main evented Survivor Series this year. I'm not even lying to you. But okay, let's say even with Bryan versus Brock, if they still had Becky Lynch versus what's it called? Ronda Rousey, I think I still would have said Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. To me, this dream match, I'm not boosting, guys. I sincerely mean this. This had a Goldberg versus Stone Cold in the late '90s, early 2000s feel would have felt like. That's what Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey felt. It felt like a female version to the equivalent of Stone Cold versus Bill Goldberg. I sincerely feel that way. And it's just sad we can't get that match because Nia Jax punched Becky Lynch in the face. And listen, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, do I think that was intentional? Frig, yes, I do. Watching that in two different versions of slow mo, you can just see the bam right in the face. That is one of the most messed up freak accidents I've ever seen in wrestling. And you look at Becky Lynch's face from that punch. Nia Jax might arguably be the toughest female on the WWE roster. And what makes me say that? Okay, now to get on some legit badass stuff. We're in a fight between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. See, Ronda Rousey's skilled, former MMA champion, and she's more skilled and has a background in judo. But what Ronda Rousey has proven in MMA, and I used to be a big Ronda Rousey fan myself, she ain't got no chin. She didn't want to go open weight either. It's been said that she actually dropped 10 pounds to avoid fighting Chris Cyborg, which I do believe. Cyborg would have fucking murdered her. But yeah, So if she had to lose 10 pounds to fight Chris Cyborg, aka the female goat in professional fighting, Nia Jax, look how big she is, and let's put it this way: if there those were to fight, Ronda Rousey could not let Nia Jax hit her. But the problem is, how would she do against a legit heavyweight female? And she'd get fucked up. So I'm telling you right now, if Nia Jax's punch connects to Ronda's face, Ronda's done. If she clips Ronda, it is done. So if they were to ever fight, Ronda would have to make sure do not get hit by Nia Jax, not even once. You better submit her quick, because if that hand connects to your face, you're finished. And I am convinced that Nia Jax can take on a couple of the guys in the business. No word of a lie. That punch was disgusting. Bad. And I think they're gonna really punish Nia Jax for this, and she might get buried for this. And worse to injuring a lot of other female wrestlers. No, I'm not gonna lie to you deep down inside. I'll talk about divas and believability. When I see these girls beat Nia Jax left, right, center, I'm like, no, no. But damn! But I have to admit, when Becky Lynch did that pose with her face bleeding, she looked badass as hell. And now on to Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, and Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title. See, at first, I was really against Bryan being heel. But to find out that Bryan said he wanted it and he'd been pitching it for a while, you know what? If he wanted it, I ain't gonna complain. But first things first with this, congratulations to my favorite wrestler of all time, Daniel Bryan, on winning the WWE title again. I didn't think it was gonna be this soon. I mean, no word of a lie. I knew he was going to be champion. I knew he was going to be champion again. I just didn't know it was going to be this soon. But yeah, man, he really won the title. Damn. Maybe Bryan did make the right choice to stay with the WWE. He made a name for himself. He made his name more powerful. Vince don't want nobody going to New Japan Pro Wrestling and making a name for themselves like Cody Rhodes did. And you damn well know Bryan would have made a serious name for himself. Now, Bryan versus Brock. Okay, I'm 100% convinced that they're not going to bury Bryan. Like, I know Bryan's going to say, no, I'm not accepting that. They're not going to bury Bryan. Will this be the awesome match it could have been 2013 to 2015? Maybe not. Could it be a good match? I still feel it could be good. Will Brock injure Bryan? Nah. I mean, look at Punk when he was complaining about getting injured by Ryback, but when Punk gave Brock Lesnar the best match of his career, he came out just fine. So no, I do not think that Bryan's gonna get injured. But the real question is, who's gonna win? And who's gonna win? I kind of predict Brock. If they have Brock winning the day, as long as they don't do it in a quicker burial fashion, I'm okay. But if Bryan loses, I can care less. But I'm gonna say the weird part for me, just heel Bryan versus heel Lesnar. That sounds very weird. And I'm telling you, okay, Just turn Bryan heel. I guess he was getting boos. I'm hoping that then we put no bullshit and pipe in no crowd reactions. But with Bryan facing Brock Lesnar, he's gonna get cheered. Some of his fans want to, cheer him because fans are booing Brock Lesnar, and you want to see him as champion. People don't want to see him as champion. Do you know what would have been really cool? No, you know what would have been really cool? If we got Seth Rollins to be champion versus Daniel Bryan as WWE champion. That would have been awesome. I mean, babyface Seth Rollins versus heel Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would have gotten more boos for sure. He would have gotten more boos for sure. But with Brock Lesnar, now he's going to get cheered again. But yeah, man. Congratulations to Bryan winning. And it's also weird seeing fans actually complain. Whatever, screw them. But yeah. Am I going to watch Survivor Series? Yeah, I think I will. Am I going to start watching SmackDown again? Yeah, I probably will. Oh, one last thing. Why is nobody excited for Seth Rollins versus Nakamura? Is nobody excited for that match? I was jumping for joy in that match, and I'm like, why is nobody talking about this match happening? But you know what? I don't know. Okay, with Nakamura's flop run in the main roster, I think it's a couple of things. I think that it'd be toning down his style because Nakamura gave people concussions with his dirty ass kicks. So I think it's him being toned down big time and told like, yo, like, if you keep injuring any more wrestlers, you're gonna get in trouble. Because remember when he almost hurt John Cena? Yeah. So end of the day, I feel what toned down Nakamura is having to be toned down is strong style. But damn, no one's excited for Rollins versus Nakamura. Oh well, what can you do? But this Survivor Series can be good. And like I said before, Survivor Series really feels like the Big Four again. One thing I give SmackDown versus Raw comeback, this feels like the Big Four again. It really does. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this crazy week in wrestling. And you give me your feedback on this crazy week of wrestling.